Welcome back to the channel. If you're planning a trip to the United States, there are a few essential things you need to know to make your visit smooth and enjoyable. From customs regulations to tips on transportation, here's everything you need to be prepared for your adventure in the US. Think of this as your travel guide to navigating the land of opportunity. We'll cover the essential do's and don'ts so you can focus on the fun part, experiencing America. First up, let's talk about alcohol. The legal drinking age in the US is 21 years old, no exceptions. Unlike some European countries, you can't stroll down the street sipping a beer. Open containers are generally a no-go in public places like parks or streets. And absolutely no drinking and driving. That's a serious offense here. You can carry sealed bottles in your car, but they have to be tucked away in the trunk. Unopened, of course. When you're buying alcohol, be prepared to show your ID, even if you're well over 21. It's the law, and it helps avoid any awkward misunderstandings. And remember, it's illegal to buy alcohol for minors, those under 21. Let's talk more about tipping. In the US, tipping is an important part of the service industry. Service industry workers often rely on tips to supplement their income. It's not just about restaurants and bars. It extends to various services. So be generous. And remember, good service deserves a good tip. In restaurants and bars, a tip of around 15 to 20% of your pre-tax bill is customary. For taxi or rideshare services like Uber or Lyft, tipping is appreciated. A standard tip of 10 to 15% of the fare is a good rule of thumb. If you're treating yourself to a spa treatment or a haircut, tipping is also customary. For these services, a tip of 15 to 20% is expected for good service. It's a way of showing your appreciation for the pampering and care you've received. Tipping is an integral part of American culture. So, embrace the tipping culture, be generous, and remember that a little tip goes a long way. When it comes to currency, the US uses the US dollar, USD. Avoid exchanging money at airports or touristy areas, as exchange rates are usually higher. Seek out local currency exchange offices or ATMs for better rates. Check with your bank about any international transaction fees. The US is a credit card-friendly country. Carry some local currency for smaller purchases, street vendors, and tips. Notify your bank and credit card companies about your travel plans. Follow these tips for a smooth financial experience during your US adventure. Next up, driving. The United States is a vast and scenic country, best explored on 4 wheels. But before you hit the open road, let's go over some key driving rules and regulations. One rule that often catches foreign visitors off guard is the right turn on red. In most places, you can turn right on a red light after coming to a complete stop, but only if the road is clear of cars and pedestrians before proceeding. Always come to a complete stop at stop signs. Speed limits are strictly enforced, so pay attention to the posted signs. Speeding tickets can be costly, and you don't want to waste precious vacation time and money dealing with traffic violations. At a 4-way stop, the first person to arrive goes first. If 2 cars arrive at the same time, the car on your right has the right of way. Respect the rules of the road and drive defensively. Let's talk about something crucial: drinking and driving. Do not drink and drive. Driving under the influence, or DUI, is a serious crime in the United States, and the penalties can be life-altering. We're talking hefty fines that can drain your travel budget faster than you can say road trip. You could face jail time, which would put a serious damper on your vacation plans. And a DUI conviction can leave you with a permanent criminal record, making it difficult to travel to certain countries in the future. The legal blood alcohol concentration, or BSC, limit for drivers in the United States is 0.08%. To reach this limit, it can take about 2 drinks, depending on body weight and the type of alcohol, in about an hour. Even a small amount of alcohol can affect your judgment, reaction time, and coordination, making it unsafe to drive. If you're planning on drinking, don't plan on driving. Designate a sober driver, use public transportation, or call a rideshare service like Uber or Lyft. These options are readily available and much safer than getting behind the wheel after a drink. Picture this. You're cruising down the highway, enjoying the scenery, when suddenly you see those flashing red and blue lights in your rearview mirror. You've been pulled over by the police. It's a situation no one wants to experience, but it's important to know what to do if it happens to you. Stay calm, pull over safely to the side of the road, turn off your engine, roll down your window, and place your hands on the steering wheel. This shows the officer that you're not a threat and that you're willing to comply with their instructions. Follow the officer's instructions carefully and remain respectful. Avoid arguing or joking with the officer. It's important to stay polite and cooperative. The officer will likely ask for your license, registration, and insurance. Have these documents readily available and present them to the officer when requested. If you're asked to take a breathalyzer test, you are legally required to do so. Refusing a breathalyzer test can result in severe penalties, including license suspension and even arrest. Let's talk about airport customs, that gateway to your US adventure. Approach customs with respect and understanding. Be prepared for a wait. You might encounter lines at customs. Be polite and respectful to the officer. Answer questions honestly and directly. Answer only what is being asked. Don't give unnecessary information. Avoid bringing in fresh produce, meats, and certain agricultural products. Check regulations before you travel. If you're carrying over $10,000 in cash or gold, make sure to declare it at customs when entering the country to avoid penalties. Follow these tips for a smooth entry into the United States. Let's talk about getting around this vast country. Transportation in the US can vary greatly depending on where you're going. In big, bustling cities like New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, public transportation reigns supreme. The subway, buses, and trams are your ticket to navigating the concrete jungle efficiently and affordably. Rideshare services like Uber and Lyft are also ubiquitous in major cities, offering a convenient and often more comfortable alternative to taxis. However, if you're venturing outside major cities or exploring the vast rural areas, renting a car is highly recommended. The US is a country of epic road trips, and having your own wheels gives you the freedom to explore at your own pace. Just be prepared for long distances and potentially challenging driving conditions, especially if you're traveling during the winter months. In some cities, you might come across a jaywalking law. This means you can't just cross the street wherever you please. You need to use designated crosswalks and obey traffic signals. When using public transportation, remember to be mindful of others. Let's talk about a few general cultural tips to help you blend in and ensure a respectful visit. Personal space is important in the US. Avoid standing too close to people, especially in lines or crowded spaces. When walking on sidewalks, try to stay to the right, just like you would while driving. This helps keep the flow of foot traffic moving smoothly and prevents collisions. When it comes to restrooms, you'll find that many restaurants and stores have public restrooms available for customers. However, some establishments might require a purchase before you can use their facilities. Americans are generally friendly and approachable, but it's always best to be respectful and avoid being overly loud or boisterous in public. If you need help or directions, don't be afraid to ask locals. Travel insurance. Healthcare in the United States is incredibly expensive, so having travel insurance is essential. Your travel insurance should cover medical emergencies, including hospital stays and doctor visits. If you're planning adventurous activities like skiing or hiking, ensure your insurance covers those as well. Trust me, the peace of mind is worth it. Well, folks, there you have it, your essential guide to navigating the US like a pro. By keeping these tips in mind, you'll be well prepared for your trip to the US. Whether you're exploring the iconic landmarks or hidden gems, understanding the culture and customs will help make your visit unforgettable. Remember, traveling is all about embracing new experiences, connecting with different cultures, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. So pack your bags, grab your sense of adventure, and get ready for an incredible journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel tips and guides. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions or want us to cover more topics. Safe travels and happy exploring.